This is a hard one for me. Welcome back, Sheepdog Smoky here. This one hits really close to me, and I'm going to talk about a couple of different aspects of the story. But you can see by the headline, a child died from left inside a van. I can tell you that I've heard reports of this in all seasons, every month. It doesn't matter. Cars are microwaves. Cars are ovens. You leave a car in direct sun, I don't care if it's 20 degrees outside, it's going to be exponentially hotter inside. If we look at the story itself, a baby girl, just a few months old, died on Wednesday after being left in a daycare van in Florida, according to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Police responded to a call about an unresponsive baby at the Ewing's Love and Hope Preschool and Academy around 1 p.m. The infant was found in a car seat inside the van. She was transported to the hospital where she died. The co-owner of Ewing's Love and Hope Preschool Academy, Daryl Ewing, 56, was arrested Wednesday night for child neglect. Jacksonville Sheriff's Office Major Crimes Assistant Chief Brian Key told CNN that preliminary information shows she was in the van from around 8 a.m. until the call came in. That's 5 hours. Temperatures in the area reached as high as 92 degrees on Wednesday, according to CNN meteorologist Dan Hennon. Key said that the daycare facility uses the van to pick up some children in the morning, and it was a daycare worker's responsibility to make sure all children were out of the van. Mr. Key, I will tell you one thing: if you're running a business that's a daycare, it's everyone's responsibility to make sure those children are cared for. According to the center's website, it opened in 2015 and have programs ranging from after-school care to school-aged children to care for infants beginning at 6 weeks old. CNN called the facility. The person who answered had no contact. They care for around 14 children. No others were injured. On average, 38 children die each year in hot cars. I'm going to stop reading because I'm going to start crying. I've been a firefighter. I was a firefighter for 4 years. I would still be a firefighter if I hadn't gotten injured. The one call no one in the fire service or EMS or police service wants to get is a child in danger. I've heard horror stories of, I just turned around to answer the phone and he fell into the pool. I've heard horror stories about, I got out of my car and as I turned around, the door locked and I couldn't get in. And I've heard worse stories. I've talked to people and I've reached out because we almost had one of those calls at my department. The child was fine. I'm not going to go into it. But it hit me hard to the point where I took a weekend off. And by that I mean I took Friday, Monday off, so I had 4 days. Went to a friend of mine, and he would be 44 this year if he was still with us. Next month, or 2 days ago actually, May 20th. And I went to his house because I knew I could trust him. He had literally saved my life once. Went in, got a beer, sat down, started watching TV. That was Friday morning about 10 a.m. Sunday at noon, he slugged me. I literally had not spoken between Friday morning at 10 a.m. to Sunday at noon. I hadn't spoken. Anyone who knows me, anyone who watches this channel knows I talk. It's what I do. I study, I love to learn, so I talk. If I go dead silent for more than 9 hours, which means I slept for 9 hours, there's a problem. So he stood me up and he slugged me. I slugged him back. We were black and blue. Trust me, we looked bad. But I started screaming about the almost call. It was an almost call, and I was that bad. So he took me to his fire department. We talked to his chaplain. I decided I was not going to spend time if I wasn't sleeping at my house or his, and I spent every waking moment at my fire station, his fire station, or my job for about 6 months. At the fire departments, I talked to everyone. I reached out to other departments, and I found a guy who, while he was off, spotted an infant in a car that was locked on a parking lot in the summer. For those of you who have seen The Karate Kid, the original, not Jackie Chan, you'll know that there's a scene. I'm not sure if it's at the end of Karate Kid or if it's at the beginning of Karate Kid 2. I actually think it's the beginning of Karate Kid 2, where Mr. Miyagi is standing with his back to a car, and Sensei Kreese goes to punch him twice, and he puts each hand through a window. The firefighter I talked to put his elbow through a car window. This is tempered glass. He put his elbow through the window. Damn near broke his arm. But he got the window open, cradling that arm to himself, used the other to open the car and then reach in and unlock the door and get the infant out. People had started gathering. They were dialing 911 because they thought he was crazy. Then they saw the kid. He saved the kid's life, but it affects you. And I don't understand how anyone, parent or daycare worker or anyone who allows a child into their car doesn't just, when you get out, think, okay, where's the kid? Where's the kid? Where's the kid? It's beyond comprehension for me. I've been talking a while of this. I know it's emotional. I've commented on a few threads over the years where this comes up. I've posted about it to raise awareness. This and swimming pools are my pets. If you have a pool and you're regularly around small children who don't know how to swim, you don't turn your back for a split second. You don't spin in place, because the instant your eyes aren't on them, they're in the pool. If you don't know how to swim, you don't go near the pool, they don't go near the pool. Period. You're begging for a tragedy. I don't know how you get out of your car and slam the door and lock it without getting, what you went shopping for. Women, getting your purse, getting a child out of it. But there's a few things that I've learned over the years. Tools you can carry with you. One of them is car keys. Now, I don't have mine on me. They're in the other room in my jacket. But imagine basically Wolverine claws made out of car keys. You're going to hurt the living hell out of your wrist and your fingers and every other part of your arm. But if you can take something with a very, very small point on it and drive it into a car window, you have a better chance of breaking the window than a large flat surface. That's why he went with his elbow, more point than that. But you see, I carried something else, and I carried it because I had to have it as part of my gear when I was serving as a firefighter. It's called a window punch. You can get them at Harbor Freight. You can get them online. You can get them pretty cheap. It's a spring-loaded punch. Generally, and they're actually sold this way, they're a tool for marking metal when you have to drill through it, because you need a tiny little divot, or the drill head just walks all over the place and just scars up the metal. But if you have that tiny divot, the drill can dig. But that spring, that'll destroy a window in seconds. So if you have idiot friends who don't remember there's a kid in my car, buy them one and tell them, just, you know what, just leave it in your pocket. Then when they call you panicking because there's a kid in the car, do you have that thing in your pocket I gave you? Yeah. Press it into the window, it'll break. Then get the kid out of the car. If you come across a car with a child or even a pet in it, and you can tell. And I didn't do this until my nephew was at least like 13, 14, and I knew I could trust him. But I would leave my car running with the air conditioner on, with the radio on, because he'd want to listen. If you aren't 100% sure that that car is running with the AC on and you see a child or an animal in it, break a window. I don't know of a judge on this planet who would look you in the face as you say, I thought this child was dying, and tell you to pay for a window. And if you find one, betting you can find an attorney that's going to appeal this and demand the judge say, why would you put a window value over the value of the life of a child? This is, like I said, this is a big one for me. This is literally what I trained to do. When I was a firefighter, my oldest nephew, was about 10. My niece wasn't even born yet. Actually, my oldest nephew was about 8, maybe 7. My youngest nephew was about 3. Thinking about this when I was training, I saw their faces. Think of the person you love. Imagine seeing their face in a car, sweating profusely, dying of heat stroke. You know, you see a kid or an animal, break the window. I'm going to go hug my nephew now. Yeah, I'm going to go hug my nephew now. I'm done. I don't even know that I need to say keep the comments civil on this one because this is heavy. This is one of those where I really don't think there'll be a lot of comments because this one's pretty straightforward. But like it if you want, please share it. Get the message out that no vehicle is worth letting a child die. Or in my case, a pet. I don't care if it's a brand new Bugatti Veyron. I'll smash every window on that thing. Please remember also to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you get told when I upload new things. I'll try and not let them be as heavy as this. But this one, like I said, it hit hard. I thank God every day I never lost a victim. For those who have, I'm praying for you too. Good night. God bless.